Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my November wrap-up video. I'm just so excited because it is finally December. The end of the semester is nearing. I am so close to graduation and I am so close to just going away on vacation for a whole month. Christmas Eve is the day that I am leaving and I'm not going to be back until like the end of January. So it's gonna be a while. I am planning on pre-filming a couple of videos so that I could just schedule them. So let me know if you guys have any recommendations for any videos that you want to see so that I could film them ahead of time. Another thing I want to briefly mention in this video is that I recently reached 500 subscribers and guys, I don't even know what to say. I never thought that I could even get 100 subscribers, and now like 500 of you guys actually follow me on here, and that is definitely more people that I even know in real life, so it kind of blows my mind a little bit. I just wanted to say thank you for subscribing to me and for liking my weird videos. I really appreciate it, so thank you. So if for whatever reason you're not familiar with wrap-up videos, I'm just going to go over all of the books that I have read this month and give you guys just some basic thoughts on what I thought about the books. So the first two books that I have on here are actually books that I read in October, but I didn't do an October wrap-up. The first book that I read in October was The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. It's good. I loved it. I mean, it's freaking Rick Riordan. Like, his writing's awesome and hilarious and just freaking fantastic. And I will say that the ending for this, I was already spoiled online because online spoilers, guys. So it didn't shock me as much as I think it should have, but I'm still really excited to read The House of Hades soon, hopefully. But yeah, I really like it, and it's freaking Rick Riordan, and I love him, and I loved this book. Then the next and last book I read in October is the first book from the Lux series, which is Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I'm not really going to say too much on this, honestly, because I already filmed a review on this. So if you're interested in finding out what I thought of this book, then I will have the link right here so you guys can go and check it out. But long story short, I loved it. This November I actually had a pretty good reading month, considering I was so incredibly busy with school and I was supposed to be doing NaNoWriMo. I think that's the reason why I had such a good reading month, because I put off a lot of my writing for NaNoWriMo by reading, which is not good. First two books that I'm going to talk about, they are books that I read for school. The first book is The Stranger by Albert Camus. I liked it. It was fine. I don't have much to say about it, which is horrible considering I have to write a 10-page paper on this. And the next book that I also read for that class is The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann. I don't like this book. And I feel bad saying that because I never like saying that I don't like books. But see, the thing is, for books related to school, I feel like there's a very distinct difference between appreciating a book and kind of understanding the book's role, I guess, in the history of literature, and then there's the actually enjoying a book. For me, this book, I definitely appreciate it, but I definitely did not enjoy it at all. And then the next book I read or reread is Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. I read this for the movie, of course. And all I can really say about this is that it's still my least favorite in the trilogy, but after the second reread, I do like it a tad bit more now. But the movie, guys, the movie, oh my god, the movie. I read The Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I actually had like a little read-along with Ilse from Ilse's books. I will have her link right here on the book and in the bottom bar so you guys can go and check her channel out. We read it one weekend and we just like flew through it. It is such a good book. I can definitely see why Kat from Katie-tastic raves about this book so much. So Kaoru, I really like her as a character. She's very non-conventional, which I really enjoyed, and I really like the book. I definitely want to continue the series. Now, I don't think I quite like this book as much as I thought I would, but I still gave it like, I think it was a solid 4 stars. And I definitely want to read the next book because the world in this book is just so fascinating and so different, and it's not something that I've ever read about before. I want to continue the series, so I need to get my hands on the second book soon because this is the only book I have right now. The next book that I read is The Duff by Cody Keplinger? I've heard about this book for a really long time. I've seen it around, but I was never super inclined to reading it. And then I saw the trailer for the movie, so I was interested in actually seeing what the book was about. And I read it like pretty fast, like I sped through this thing. It's such an enjoyable read. It is nothing like the movie trailer though, so I'm really interested in seeing how they're going to adapt it for the movie, because right now they're just doing something that is so completely different from the original book. So I'm a little scared, but I still want to see the movie, I think. It's like a feel-good book is how I would describe it, I think. And who hasn't in their life ever felt like a duff? The next book that I'm going to talk about, guys. I'm so excited about this book. It has honestly become probably my favorite book of the year, and I feel really conflicted about this because until now I feel like Throne of Glass was my favorite book I read this year, and then I read this book, and now I'm so torn because I like both of them so much. The book that I'm talking about is Snow Like Ashes. This is a library copy too, so I need to get my hands on this damn book. I actually did go out to Barnes & Noble looking for this a couple of times. They never had it, so that's why I ended up getting the library copy of it, and then I was like, oh, I might not even like it anyway. Like, I'm saving money, I'm supporting my library, and then I read it, I loved it, and now I want it. I read this weekend, so it was on Thanksgiving weekend, and so much shit was going on. Like, okay, like honestly, like my grandpa got sick over the weekend. He got sick, he got a stroke. So over the weekend, I was reading this kind of in chunks, just trying to get my minds off things. It really honestly helped me because it's such a great story. Oh, like, by the way, my grandpa's fine. He got surgery, he's walking around, he's fine now, it's all good. It's all good. But the weekend, what I'm trying to get at here is that this weekend was really, really stressful for me. And this book really helped me out. So yeah, I really, really like it. And, you know, for the sake of full disclosure here, I'm just going to let you guys know that Sarah and I have been conversing on Twitter as of late. We have been communicating through Twitter. So by the rules of the internet, obviously, Sarah and I are now best friends forever. So Sarah, if you're watching this, just know that I feel like now it is my duty as your new best friend to offer up any free time that I possibly have to read the second book of this before it gets published, you know. I feel like it's my duty to read it as your best friend and to just, you know, just look through it. Not because I want to read the book as soon as I possibly can or anything. No, that has nothing to do with it, okay? It's just me offering up my time as your new best friend. If you want somebody to give it a little read through before it gets published, I'm more than willing to offer my time up to you for that. So just call me. I think I put something extra in my coffee this morning. I'm gonna say it. It is my favorite book of the year. I'm sorry, Throne of Glass. I feel like I'm betraying you and stabbing you. No, actually, you're still my favorite. This is my second favorite. This is my top favorite. So it's fine. That's fine. So now the last book that I read this month, I actually just read it last night. I finished it last night. It is I Land Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. I finally finished it. I liked it a lot more than I expected to like it because going into this book, like I heard so many people going on and on about how it's like their least favorite. So when I was reading it in the beginning, I was like, okay, I can see why people don't like it maybe as quite as much as the other two books. But then the second half of this book, oh my god, I connected with Isla so much. That concerns me a little bit because I've seen reviews with people where they're like, I didn't really like Isla that much as a character, and I'm like, she's so much like me though. Like, am I that annoying and awful? It made me question my whole existence. But yeah, I really, really liked Isla because we both have issues opening up to people, especially with relationships. At least she has a boyfriend though. I would actually go as far as to say that this might be my favorite book in this series. I think I like this a little bit more than Anna because it got me in the end, and I was crying as I was reading this, and it was just so great. So I think this is my favorite in the trilogy, and then Anna, and then Lola. Even though for the guys, I love Josh and Cricket though. I love them both so much. Okay, Josh and Cricket are tied for first place, and then Etienne. Don't get me wrong, I like Etienne. The boy's a hottie and he's super confident and everything, but he's just not my type. Like, I have a thing for smart guys, like smart nerdy guys, and I feel like Cricket and Josh have that going for them a little bit more, and they're just so sweet, both of them. I mean, so is Etienne, but you know. So that was it for my very strange wrap-up video. I'm sorry if I was a little all over the place. Like I said, I've just been so stressed out. Right now I finally feel free and content, and I think I did put a little too much sugar in my coffee this morning, so that might have something to do with it as well. That is it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye guys! So I start reading another book, and then the same thing happens with that book, and then I start reading another book, and now it's gotten to the point where I have 5 unread books, and I really need to finish them.